Most people live two lives, and the second one starts when they realize they only have one. Once you commit to something, it's forever. Like it's complete. Like when you fully commit to something, there's no end to the amount of learning that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
That's like the amazing thing about life. You don't have time. We're dying. Every day we're one day closer to death. This time, this stuff
Yeah.
goes by fast, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be like constantly committed to moving forward. Otherwise you're moving backward. But I've actually come to realize like the most successful people are the hungriest people, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what got them to be successful in the first place.
So I'm joined by Maxim Shapiro, men's action life coach, helping men break free from feeling lost and disconnected and drifting without purpose to becoming the hero of his own story. Maxim is here to share the quote that sparked his transformation. Welcome to Relatable Wisdom, the podcast where people share timeless ideas. I'm your host, Wisdom Okonkwo, and in every episode we dive into the philosophy, sports, points, and life lessons that shape how we live, think, and grow. No matter where you are in life, this show is here to remind you wisdom is everywhere and it's always relatable most of the times. Tell me your name and what your favorite quote is.
My name is Maxim Shapiro. My favorite quote is, most people live two lives, and the second one starts when they realize they only have one.
You changed the quote. The one you feel when you filled the form was something you wanted.
When I answered, that I can't remember.
But
That was just my quote. That was just my quote.
this one is nice, right? Anyone I can go with it, as long as it's
Yeah.
something that has affected you greatly, it has influenced a lot of decisions and actions you've taken in your life. That's
Yeah.
called
Well,
of it.
yeah. What I said earlier was that to get what you want in life, you have to want it. Like
Okay.
it's not enough. You have
This
to
one-
have a really
This
what's
one
that?
this quote is this one is yours.
This is me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Let's go with yours.
yeah. I mean, I do jujitsu, right? And I just turned 50 years old.
Wow, congrats.
And I work a lot harder than a lot of the people in that gym who are younger than I am. And the reason I work harder is because I realize that I have less time. I have more urgency in my life. And I've just realized that, you have to want it. Like it's not just going to come to you. You have to go get it. Whatever it is that you want, whether it's health or love or whatever, you need to commit to it and be willing to do what it takes to have those things.
Yeah, it's the moment you shared that quote, something that was running through my mind was there's this quote, when there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the picture that was kind of painting in my head is, when a lot of persons they say they want something, but they don't really want that thing as much as they think they do. I'll give an example. Let's say in you do jiu-jitsu, right? If you're about to pass someone out, right? And usually when the person is about, let's start stepping out. Yeah, that's because it's jiu-jitsu. That's in sports. But in real life, let's say when they are fighting, and this fight could actually lead to, like, this is fighting for life, not a normal sport where you're like, okay, when you feel like the person has won, you just tap out. There's no tapping out where you're like, either you fight or you pass and go to the great beyond. In that situation, if somebody is like holding the person's neck, you're like choking the person. You want air, you want oxygen. There's a way you start fighting, or even if all your body starts fighting for it. And most people, we don't, if we start doing the things we say we want, the way we behave when we want oxygen, I mean, our life will just even we will be shocked with what we would do with our life.
Yeah. Yeah. When you commit fully to something, you discover along the path what it requires. There's no way to know ahead of time everything that's going to be required, right? And so you shouldn't really have limitations like, I'll go this far but no further, because when you get to that point, you might be 90% of the way there and you might just have a little bit more to go. But if you've already decided you're going to quit at that point, then you could miss out on everything that you want, which is just in the last 10%. So
Yeah.
you really have to kind of unconditionally commit to stuff.
Yeah. I think that one of the most powerful statements a person can say is that they give their all. You know, a lot of persons to win is, you could say, a lot it's easy to say, oh, I won the championship, I won the game, I won this. But can you look back and say, irrespective of whether you won or not, as I gave my all. It was there was nothing left in me when I did that thing, when I took that challenge or stuff like that. Even though I did not win, I'm happy because I gave my all.
Yeah, that's really what matters. That matters more than the result.
And a lot of persons cannot boldly say that. They can't. They even if they attempt to say that, they know that they did not give their all, so they just can't say that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you like, have you like come to this conclusion, this realization of this phrase? If you want it, you have to go for it.
It's been like 8.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Before that, I didn't live by that principle, and I didn't want it. I said I wanted it, but I didn't actually want it. I didn't do the things required to be successful. So yeah, and then I kind of woke up and have been going down a different path.
Yeah. And it's amazing how one quote can lead to another quote, because one of the things I still tell myself is every yes I say is in. And so sometimes when I tell myself that I have to like ask myself, do I really want this thing, or am I just doing it because every other person is doing it and it's like the thing that is trendy for him?
Right. Yeah, you have to be connected to your own authenticity. That's what actually makes it possible to give everything. If you're only doing what other people are doing or what you think other people want you to do, then it's not truly yours. So you're going to lose motivation at some point, But if you're connected to your own authenticity, then it's yours and you can go on forever. You can go far beyond what, somebody else would do or what's reasonable. And you can go, all the way, which is what's required for success.
Yeah, honest. And it's quite a powerful quote. If you want, can you say it?
The first quote, the one that
the quote we've been discussing.
Yeah, just whatever it is in life, that you want, you have to really want it.
Whatever it is that you want, you have to really want. Has there been a time where you had to adapt the quote or reinterpret it based on the context of the situation?
I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, I think I just continually learning more about what it means to truly be committed to things. Every day I learn a little bit more about what it is to be committed, because every day I'm doing more along the path of commitment and the things that I've committed to. I just think what's amazing to me is just like there's no end to commitment. Like once you commit to something, it's forever. Like it's complete.
Yeah. Well, that's.
And every day that you do particular practices and you walk along the path, you're just going deeper into that path and you're learning more about yourself and you're becoming a different person every day that you walk along that path. But if you don't do that and you keep switching directions and you keep starting something new, you're not changing. You're never, like, people think that, oh, if I change my exterior, I'm actually changing. No, you're not. You're staying the same. You're only going this deep.
Yeah.
You're just changing the exterior. But if you do the same thing like over and over again, day in, day out, like if you're married to the same person for 50 years instead of dating 10 different people in that time, like you'll go so much deeper into that relationship and you'll learn so much more about relationship.
Let's take a quick pause. If you're enjoying this conversation and want more thought-provoking ideas straight to your inbox, join the Relatable Wisdom email list. It's free, quick, and filled with bite-sized insights, inspiring quotes, and behind-the-scenes reflections from our guests. Just head to relatablewisdom.com/join. That is relatablewisdom.com/join. or tap the link in the show notes. And hey, subscribing to the podcast helps more than you think, and it's free. So if you haven't already, hit that follow button wherever you're listening. All right, let's get back to the conversation.
Right? Like when you fully commit to something, there's no end to the amount of learning that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
That's like the amazing thing about life.
Yeah. Earlier on, there was a quote you mentioned, and I was like, I kind of interrupted you when you were mentioning the quote. Because I would love for you to bring the quote up again, because you said this thing about wanting it. Sometimes some persons face near-death experience, and then they come back for them to actually realize, for them to actually realign and readjust their priorities and say, what, these things are the things that matter to me. I have to start focusing on this. And so I want you to like say that quote again, and then we'll talk about the coach side. The first coach is now something.
I said, most people live two lives. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people live two lives, and the second one starts when they realize they only have one. And that quote speaks to me because I had that kind of realization. Like when I was, 40, 41 years old, I realized like, holy cow, like I've been living for 41 years as though I have multiple lives, which in a spiritual sense, I think we do. But like in this life, like I have to live like I only have one life.
Wow. Yeah.
But I wasted so much time because I just, I always told myself, oh, I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. And I never got to stuff. And then I started realizing, oh my God, like this stuff that I want to get to, I have to do it now. Right. And there's like, there's so many people out there. Like I just started my coaching business and I decided to focus on men and specifically on middle-aged men, because middle-aged men, at least in the States, there's a lot of us who are just drifting, right? Like by the time you get to 45 years old, you've done a lot of stuff and you're tired, right? And it's easy to lose focus. And I think there's a lot of guys out there who are like, you know what? I don't know what's next for me. And they're just kind of coasting and they need direction, right? Because people think like, oh, I have time. You don't have time. We're dying. Every day we're one day closer to death. This time, this stuff goes by fast, right? And you have to be like constantly committed to moving forward. Otherwise you're moving backward.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about near death is that only few persons actually have the opportunity to leverage that second chance. Usually they die, and just a couple of persons, it's like a second chance. Probably that, the accident happened, but come back, they get to live that. But we shouldn't wait for a near death experience to happen before we then say, oh, yeah, this life, I think I should take it pretty serious right now. We might not have that luxury. We all live life as if we live life because with the intention that we are going to live up to 120 or 100 years. But the thing that is guaranteed in life is debt and taxes. So we all know that we are going to die, but we believe that it will be, far, maybe 50 years from now, maybe 80 years from now, like very, very far. You understand? But we know it's sure that we all die. So if we know that, why aren't we living as if? Because the truth is of the matter is that even though we believe, we hope that it's maybe when we are 18, the truth of the matter is that none of us can accurately predict our day and time. Yeah. And so we should live as if today is the day. And when we have that intention, what will happen is that we'll try to say, okay, how can I live today and live it to the best of its
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody says you got to live like today's your last day, but it's easy not to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, in the States particularly, right? We have a pretty good lifestyle. I think it's easy to, feel like, I mean, you don't have that much urgency. So, I think especially here, it takes more work to get connected to a sense of urgency. Like there's places in the world where life isn't
where there's hunger.
Yeah.
We give you necessity. But when you have food stamps, you've eaten, you're well fed, you're doing well. Comfort is one of life's greatest enemy. And it's when you're comfortable, there's everything is going well. But when there's really terrible hunger, you start
Right. Yeah. But I mean, like also, I used to think that like successful people were comfortable, but I've actually come to realize like the most successful people are the hungriest people, right? Like that's what got them to be successful in the first place. I mean, there's just a lot of poor people out there who don't realize that like they have to fight. They view life as like, oh, I'm unlucky and this is happening to me, which I mean, it's terrible, but that mindset continues their bad luck, right? I have a lot of respect for people who are successful because they're the ones who have realized that you have to go out and earn it. Like you just have to fight every day, right? Life is gonna come down at you and you have to fight back in order to, make progress. And if you don't, it's just gonna beat you. It's gonna beat you down. And there's a lot of people out there who are beaten down by life. And it's very sad to see. And I'm not saying that they're, bad people, but it's like you can just see the mentality. And once you understand the shift in mentality, I've changed my view. And it's like I look at somebody who's not doing well, and I used to think, oh, that person's unlucky, which is true. I mean, luck, some people are luckier than others, but also like just mindset plays such a large.
But I'm still part of the people that believe that there are certain things you can do.
I mean, I think it's just, working hard, basically, just every day.
People showing up, they're reading books in a day. You get like there are so many things one could do to put yourself in a position where your likelihood of being very lucky, very high. You understand? Being in a good environment, being in a community where everybody is hungry to do more, to be more, such that even when you feel relaxed, what's going on? They remind you, that itself is luck. Don't you like, oh, sometimes when I feel down, who around me who encourage me to keep going, to keep pushing. That's luck. But when you're alone, just feel like doing it, let me just relax. You understand? That itself is sort of like an unlock.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. This what we have discussed that go on and on, but thank you so much for coming on the podcast. There's technical difficulties and everything, and
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
We can list that.
So you can go to forwardmotioncoach.ing. That's my coaching website. novaturecapital.com is my commercial real estate finance. You can find my YouTube channel. It's at Maxim Shapiro. The YouTube channel is named Forward Motion, but that name was already taken for the link. So it's just at Maxim Shapiro on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, I'll put everything in the show notes, and you guys you can access everything there. So that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you so much, Maxim. And I have to hop on another call now. So I probably would have loved to but thank you so much.
Great to speak.
I'd love to connect with you. When the episode goes live, I'll
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Okay, you too. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Relatable Wisdom. If you found something meaningful from this episode, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. If you'd like to support the show, you can do that by buying me a coffee. The link is in the show notes. Every little bit keeps the conversations going. I'm your host, Wisdom Contour, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, staying curious, stay inspired, and keep growing.